Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has haunted our nightmares and fueled countless movies and TV shows. Zombies, are they real? Could they make a comeback? And what exactly is a zombie virus anyway? Let's get into it. First up, the big question, do zombies exist? Well, if you're thinking of the classic flesh-eating, reanimated corpses from The Walking Dead, the answer is a firm no. There is no scientific evidence whatsoever that human beings can die and then come back to life to shamble around looking for brains. The process of decomposition, brain death, and the complete shutdown of bodily functions is irreversible. So you can sleep a little easier tonight knowing that your deceased neighbor isn't going to show up at your door for a late-night snack. But the idea of zombies isn't just a modern invention. It has deep roots in folklore, particularly in Haitian Vodou culture. The original zombie was not a flesh eater, but a person believed to be revived from the dead through magic. These individuals were said to have no will of their own and were controlled by the person who brought them back, often for manual labor. This folklore was popularized in the West by William Seabrook's 1929 book, The Magic Island, which sensationalized these stories and laid the groundwork for the movie monsters we know today. So, if zombies were a part of ancient folklore, why did they seemingly disappear? Why aren't there tales of zombie hordes from Roman times or medieval Europe? The answer lies in how cultures interpret death and the supernatural. Most ancient societies had their own versions of restless spirits or the undead, like the Draugr in Norse mythology or vampires in Eastern Europe. Each creature reflected the specific fears and beliefs of its time. The modern infectious zombie is a relatively new concept born from our 20th century anxieties about disease, science gone wrong, and societal collapse. The folklore zombie didn't die out, it simply wasn't a global phenomenon. It was a specific cultural belief that later got transformed by Hollywood. This brings us to the concept of a zombie virus. In fiction, this is the magical ingredient that makes the apocalypse happen. Usually, it is portrayed as a fast-acting pathogen that either reanimates dead tissue or hijacks a living person as brain, turning them into a mindless, aggressive creature. So, could something like this actually happen in the real world? Let's look at some real-life parasites and diseases that have zombie-like effects in nature. There's the Ophiocordyceps fungus, famously known as the zombie ant fungus. It infects an ant, takes control of its central nervous system, and forces it to climb a plant to a specific height and clamp down. The fungus then sprouts from the ant's head, releasing spores to infect more ants below. It's incredibly creepy and straight out of a horror movie. Then there's rabies, a virus that can be transmitted to humans. It attacks the central nervous system, leading to aggression, confusion, and fear of water. While it doesn't reanimate the dead, it dramatically alters the behavior of its host, making them violent and unpredictable. Imagine a mutated strain of rabies that was more contagious and had a faster incubation period. That scenario gets uncomfortably close to a rage virus-style zombie outbreak. Another candidate for a real-world zombie affliction could be prions. Prions are misfolded proteins that cause other proteins to misfold, leading to devastating neurodegenerative diseases like mad cow disease. These diseases essentially destroy the brain, causing loss of coordination, dementia, and aggressive behavior. They are notoriously difficult to destroy and can persist in the environment. A prion-based disease that was airborne or easily transmissible would be a terrifying prospect. However, it's crucial to understand the immense biological hurdles for a true zombie virus to emerge. For one, it would need to overcome the body's natural decay process. Once the heart stops, cells begin to die from lack of oxygen, and decomposition sets in. A virus would have to somehow halt this process and provide an alternate energy source to power movement, which defies our understanding of biology. Furthermore, a virus's primary goal is to replicate and spread. Turning its host into a shambling, Rotting corpse that quickly falls apart isn't a very effective long-term survival strategy. A virus that makes its host aggressive but keeps them alive and mobile, like in the movie 28 Days Later, is a slightly more plausible, though still highly improbable, scenario. The pathogen would need to perfectly target the parts of the brain responsible for higher reasoning, like the prefrontal cortex, while supercharging the primitive areas like the amygdala, which governs fear and aggression. It would also need to be incredibly resilient and spread with terrifying efficiency. So, what's the final verdict? Will zombies return from the past to haunt our future? The ancient folklore zombies were a product of specific cultural beliefs and never really went away. They just evolved in our fiction. The modern, flesh-eating, viral zombie is a powerful metaphor for our societal fears, but thankfully, it remains firmly in the realm of science fiction. While nature has some horrifying examples of mind control, the specific combination of reanimation, aggression, and infectiousness required for a true zombie apocalypse is, for now, biologically impossible. The zombie mythos is so powerful because it taps into our deepest anxieties: fear of death, loss of individuality, disease, and the breakdown of society. It essay what-if scenario that lets us explore the best and worst of humanity from a safe distance. So, while you don't need to start boarding up your windows just yet, the science behind the fiction is a fascinating and sometimes chilling reminder of the weird and wonderful world we live in. What do you think? Is there a real-world parasite or virus that you think could cause a zombie-like outbreak? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the undead, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.